Hey man, you want to learn when the mix is really done so you can finally stop fiddling around and put that shit out? Come on, let's talk about it. What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Wavy Wayne from wavywayne.com, and if you don't know, this channel is all about helping you to record and mix better and faster. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now if you haven't already. Man, this topic is a topic that I get all the time. It's a question that y'all inbox me. I see it in the comments, and I even posted on my Instagram for y'all to give me some topics, and this was one of the first ones. So if you ain't following me on Instagram, make sure you go ahead and do that now so that you can put your input on maybe the next video, and I'll make a video just for you, man. But shout out to whoever recommended this topic this time and got me ready to talk about it. So you see in the title, it basically is this video, we're going to talk about how to know when a mix is really done. Like, at what point are you finished, right? Because you could literally fiddle forever, and a lot of times we might even hear people say stuff like, man, the mix ain't never really done, we just hit deadlines and then got to put it out. But there are some definite benchmarks that we can use to help us know when the mix is done, and I'm gonna run down a list of things that I look for to let me know when to stop fiddling and go ahead and put that thing out. Before anything though, I like to make sure that the clients that I'm working with know that mixing is a collaborative process, especially if they're not here in the mix room with me and I'm working remotely, sending them proofs back and forth. One of the main things that I'll always do is make sure that I label my first pass of the mix as proof 1, just to let them know, like, yes, all of my intentions are here in the mix, but it may not be exactly what you're looking for. And I know that there may be some things that we need to change and work on together, because ultimately as a mixer, I'm here to help you finish your vision and bring that to life sonically. So even though I put this work in, I'm letting you know, hey, here's proof 1, listen to it, give me your feedback. Let's go ahead and start the exchange of ideas to make it the ultimate product that we both can be happy with. So that's one thing, man. Make sure that your clients know and understand that it is a collaborative process and that you're willing to work with them. I offer revisions with all my mixes for all my clients, you know, so it's never going to be a thing to where you just send me the mix, I do what I think is best, send it back to you, and you got to live with that. No, this is your project. This is the client's project. So I'm always going to make sure that I take the time to consider what their input is and deliver on that note. All right, so one of the first tips that I have on knowing when the mix is finished is honestly when you can just listen to the song as a listener from top to bottom and not think of anything that you want to change. Most times in my mixing process, you know, I'll pick a section of the song, like maybe the last chorus or something that's really exciting, and start to work on building up that part. And then I'll start listening to the song from top to bottom, building everything else in, setting automation, setting levels, adding effects and transitions that will help to move the song along. Once I get to a point to where I can actually start playing that song from the beginning and listen all the way to the end, and I can't think of anything else that I want to change or add, that's a good point to actually know, hey, maybe I'm finished with this mix. Another tip is once you fixed all of the technical issues in the mix and there's nothing else to be done technically, right? To make sure that, you know, your bass isn't distorting, any vocals have been tuned up, you've done your proper editing, got all your clips faded where they need to be, there's no clicks and pops. That's another good sign that, hey, you're reaching the end and you're very close to finishing up this mix. I always rock with 2 subwoofers in the room, so I'm always going to be listening for the walls and things to be rattling in the room. I know that my bottom end is not done if nothing is rattling. So find some type of benchmark that you know, like, all right, once that picture frame starts rattling on the wall, then I know that the bottom end is good and I'm close to finishing this mix. You always have to test your mixes on multiple systems. So for me, it's the Sony boombox. I actually will start my mixes, and I've been doing this so much more even lately, and it helps me get through the mixing process so much faster. But I'll actually start using that Sony boombox, mixing to probably about 90% of the song. All the elements are in, only listening to that boombox. Then I'll switch over to my main studio monitors and finish up the detail work from there. But yes, when your mix sounds good on multiple systems, you can switch between different studio monitors sounds good on headphones. You can put it onto your phone, play out the speakers directly, take it out to the car, do the car test. When it's sounding good in all these different places, then that's another way to know that, all right, this mix is sounding good, and you can go ahead and start to move to the next step, maybe mastering or go ahead and putting it out. Now, back to another technical issue, is just making sure that the lyrics are actually audible, right? If there's lyrics in your song, the lyrics are gonna be super important. So one thing to definitely look out for, and you may need to fix this with automations or more compression, but making sure that all of the lyrics, every single word is audible in the mix. And then just to take it a step beyond that, literally everything that comes out of the speakers needs to be intentional, okay? Every single instrument, every pause, every breath, everything needs to be done with intent that we're going to hear in the final project. So make sure you're considering every little detail of that mix, man. If you find yourself trying to hide and bury certain instruments in the mix, that stuff probably just needs to come out. It'll probably give you a cleaner mix. Otherwise, you know, everything in the mix should be heard, right? If you have stuff that, oh yeah, we don't really need to hear that, then we probably should take it out, is my opinion. Using a reference is another great way to kind of gauge your mix, man. If your mix sounds good compared to other professional mixes especially, then you know that you are pretty close or pretty much done with that mix. I love to use Ozone 9 to actually insert a reference across the mix. It has this great little reference feature, and there's other simple ways you could do it. You could just import a reference mix into your DAW and A/B them back and forth. But when I'm listening to a reference, it helps me know certain key things about my mix. Is the mix, are the vocals loud enough, right? Or is that 808 fat enough? Is the mix wide enough? Is it dynamic enough? Those are the kind of things that I ask myself when I'm actually listening to a reference, and comparing your mix to another professional mix is a good kind of benchmark to let you know if you are done with that mix. Hey man, I want to give a big shout out to Roland for sponsoring the channel and helping me to continue to bring y'all some dope content. I have been having so much fun using my Roland VERSELAB MV1. It's gotten me back into producing, making beats, making songs, and having a good time doing it without even having to use any DAW. I literally can set this joint up in my bedroom and just start making music. If you're watching this video while the giveaway is still going on, click the link down in the description below so you can win your own Roland VERSELAB. Another tip that I'll give on knowing if your mix is done or not is having everything in the mix have a place, right? Everything has a place, loudness wise, everything has a place in the stereo field, everything has a place in terms of depth, and it just sounds cohesive and glued together. Nothing is just jarring out or nothing is kind of being masked, right? Everything has and finds its place, and then the whole thing sounds like one as a whole, not a bunch of just individual elements. So that's definitely a key when that thing sounds like it's nice and tight. Probably the most important key to knowing when your mix is done is the feeling. Stop thinking about the technical stuff for a minute. Listen and feel the record. Feel the intention of the artist, feel the intention of the songwriter, the producer. Make sure that all that intention is there and that the song actually takes you somewhere emotionally, because that's what it's meant to do. Does it hype you up? Does it make you sad? What kind of feeling is being conveyed? And if the song is giving that feeling, then a lot of that technical stuff really is secondary to that, honestly, man. If it feels good, it is good, and that is the bottom line when it comes to mixing. Let me know if y'all have any more tips on knowing when your mix is actually complete. These are some real tangible things that you can do to apply to start finishing your mixes and put stuff out to the world, all right? I'm Wavy Wayne from WavyWayne.com. I hope that you found this helpful so that you can really start to distribute your music so we can all start hearing some dope stuff. Matter of fact, go ahead and drop some of y'all dope links down in the comments, and let's, as a community, decide on if these mixes are good or not. Visit WavyWayne.com to check out some of my recording and mixing templates that will help you record and mix better and faster, all right? Thanks for watching this video. Be dope.